Good morning and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Wally Lukashenski back in the Daily Dodge studio with you this morning with the man himself, Cale Zomer, up in the WBEV studios, making us sound good. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering and McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And you can stop in right now to McKinstry's and discover the Power Lift Chair Recliners. They have the largest selection in Dodge County, ready and available for prompt delivery. With the touch of a button, these chairs lift you to a standing position or recline you to a comfortable nap. You can even get a lift chair with heat and massage or with an adjustable headrest and lumbar support. Some models even have cup holders and wireless phone chargers. There are a variety of sizes in stock from small to the big mans. Prices start only at $7.99, and don't worry about the power going out because the lift chairs come with a battery backup. Delivery is free. If one of your loved ones needs a lift chair in their room at an assisted living facility, McKinstry's will deliver it. McKinstry's is a lift chair service center. McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Use the entrance in the tower parking lot, which is handicap accessible. And it is about summertime. We're into June now, and you know what that means. We have the AAUW Summer Read program we got to talk about today. I'm very excited. We have 3 members with AAUW. First of all, the committee chair with the AAUW, Annette Camps. So welcome to the show, Annette.
Thank you.
We have the vice president, Andrea, I did it. I literally went in telling myself what not to say. Andrea Utree. Thank you for joining us, Andrea.
Both my first and last name are tongue twisters.
I got so in my head to make sure I said Utree right, too.
Yeah, very good.
And then, of course, we have Beaver Dam librarian and AAUW member. We've had you in recently.
Yes, we
Anita
have.
Strike. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And I'd love to start because for myself and a lot of people, I'm pretty new to the area. So this is going to be the first time seeing this go through for a full year. Can you tell me a little bit about what the AAUW Summer Read is?
AAUW stands for American Association of University Women, and we try to promote connectedness in the community, education. Last year alone, we gave about $8,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
Between the high school and the technical college. So that's an annual event, as well as our summer read, which we started about 4 years ago. Our first summer read was So You Want to Talk About Race. That was the summer read. It was followed in September by a panel of area representatives to talk about race and racism. The second one was The Gift of Our Wounds, and it was about the massacre at a Milwaukee Sikh temple. Pardeep Kalika joined us. And then last year, the book was Milked by Ruth Caniff, and that talked about farming in Wisconsin. This year's book is Lessons on the Road to Peace by John Noltner.
Wow. It sounds like a wider range of books throughout the years that you guys have had. And I like that some are hard-hitting because some of the most important things you have to have discussions about, be a little uncomfortable and have those conversations. What was it that drew you 3, before we get into everything that you guys are doing this summer, what drew you 3 to AAUW to begin with?
Oh, that's an interesting, I haven't thought about that for a while. Actually, I had many different jobs in the community over my long years, and I waited until I retired because my jobs were pretty demanding. And so I joined AAUW at the age of 70. So I've been with it for 12 years, and I've really enjoyed its mission and its programming, which they open to the public often. And what we're talking about now is a big effort to open to the public. But that's where I started, and this committee kind of grew out of a directive from the national organization. So we set up our community, which we call Unity in Community, and it not only is processed by AAUW members, but we are open to community participation in that committee.
That's fantastic. And Anita, what drew you in initially?
Well, I actually came on board just a few years ago with AAUW. I had approached AAUW to consider Pardeep Kaleka's book because his uncle was a veterinarian here in Beaver Dam, and he had brought the book in, and I had heard about their summer read, and I thought we would be natural partners of the library because we do books, and they're a community organization that is promoting education and learning. So I think that was 2 years ago that I came on board, and then they asked me to become a member, so I thought it was natural to do that at that time.
Yeah, I imagine you're an asset for the group very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love being with everyone.
It's an important connection.
It absolutely is. And Andrea, for you, what initially was the spark for you to get you involved?
Well, Annette was in the group, so I wanted to.
Fair enough. I like that.
Well, after I retired from teaching, I was still interested in the issue of education and giving scholarships to young people, especially since, going on to school is pretty expensive these days. I love to read, so the idea they have 2 book clubs intrigued me. And I had seen information about their monthly meetings, so those also were attractive to me. And they deal with very relevant topics. Now, our last one, the canine companion and his companion came and spoke to us, and we had a speaker on guns to garden tools. We had one scheduled on banned books, but I think the weather scared us away and we had to cancel that meeting. So the topics they pursue are really interesting to me.
Even hearing it initially, the very wide range that you had at least mentioned. And again, there's sometimes conversations that aren't as exciting to be a part of at first, but you learn so much, and it's so important to hear like people on all walks of life, their perspectives on these things.
That's exactly what our goal is. And so those culminating programs at the end of the summer are open to the public. We have them at the BDAC Fine Arts Center, and we open to discussion and Q&As, and the whole goal is to get the voice of the entire community heard.
Absolutely. And we're going to have to take a quick break, but I'm very excited because when we come back, we're actually going to dive into a little bit about what this read is this summer. And it's a fun connection with a local Beaver Dam graduate here that I'm very excited that we get to talk about this morning. That'll be coming next on the other side of the break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and Professional Floor Covering. Very excited. We got a new broad fry on coming up on the horizon here. Really new. We didn't have this planned until recently, but this Thursday, June 5th, at Dent Clinic from 11 to 1, giving away a Traeger grill. It's right across the street from us here. So if you're familiar with the station, you physically can't miss it. It's going to be great because we're going to be able to just pop on over. We're going to be able to give you those great brats, those pops, soda, if you call them that here, for $2. And it's, I mean, that you can't beat that nowadays. Or a brat, a drink, and an opportunity to win a Traeger grill, as well as the $95,000 sizzling sweepstakes. We still have not had a winner for that. So you stop in, throw in the 6-digit code, and try to win $95,000. No purchase necessary. Let me tell you a little about Dent Clinic. They're new to Beaver Dam, but they've been in Wisconsin since 1993. So we're very excited to welcome them into the community here. They're located at the intersection right here at North Spring Street and Bill McCollum Way. Again, you physically can't miss it. They offer free inspections, insurance-approved jobs, and lifetime warranty with every job. So that's 2 days from now. Make sure you're coming out for that. I know we're very excited, especially it's in our backyard. Whenever it's in your backyard, it's really hard to get too down in the dumps about having brats and some pop. But now I get to have even more exciting fun because, again, it is summertime. So that means the American Association of University Women have their summer read program once again. And we're joined this morning by members of that group, Annette Camps, Andrea Utree, and Anita Strike. Thanks again for joining me this morning, and we have a lot to talk about. Can you tell us a little bit about what this upcoming book for your summer read is?
We'll throw that at Anita.
Sure. Well, I should just say it's also the kickoff of the summer library program and the summer reading program. So we team this up really well. So the library has at least 10 copies of Lessons of the Road to Peace, and this one is Portraits of Peace. And we also have one copy of his other book called Peace of My Mind. And I think we mentioned a little bit before, but John Noltner is a Beaver Dam graduate, 1985. So it's been a while since he's been in Beaver Dam, but he's done amazing things since he's left here. He's traveled our country, taking photographs of people, all walks of life, and having them tell their story about peace and learning through that. Yeah.
Would you tell us a little bit about John? Because you all seem very excited that we're going to have the opportunity to even have him in town at the end of this program. He is a Beaver Dam graduate. What all has he been getting into? Because the way you guys are talking about it, he is all over the place.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was right at COVID, he and his wife decided that they needed to do something different. He is a photographer, professional photographer in Minneapolis. But they sold their home, bought some kind of a travel mobile. I'm not quite sure what
like
kind.
Like an RV.
Yeah.
And loaded up his photography equipment. And since then, he's traveled over 90,000 miles, hit every state across and beyond internationally, with a goal of finding ways to bridge the gap between, among people, to lessen divisiveness, and he's done a great job. His portraits in the books are so phenomenal. That's his main focus. He takes photos of the people he interviews, and their professional portraits, which just dramatically show the personality of each person. And then he takes their commentary about peace, or in our case, our theme is belonging, unity, and community. So that will be the focus here, but it all is relevant to peace. He's a really inspiring, impressive personality. I knew his mother a bit, but I'm really excited about enjoying his personality. When I talked to him, we gave him a pretty tough schedule for that week's residency he's going to do here. And I
Gotta
asked
put
him,
him to work.
we did, and I asked him if it was okay. He said it's robust but wonderful.
I like that. Robust but wonderful. I'm glad you brought up peace, because I noticed that when you were highlighting the 3 books, peace is involved in the title of each of the 3.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about what this style is, or what his aims are in these style of books that he's been writing?
I think he wants to interview a lot of different people, different socioeconomic groups, different ethnic groups. That's what's so phenomenal about it. And even if people aren't a real dedicated reader, the photography alone is worth looking at this book. And as I was reading it, I thought, this is kind of like Travels with Charlie by John
yes.
Steinbeck.
Oh, wow.
And then I thought, he is Beaver Dam's Mark Twain.
Oh,
Because he is
that's high praise.
he's an incredible storyteller.
Yes.
And I mean, it's so interesting to get through this book. In fact, I stayed up till 2 a.m. one night reading. It was fascinating.
But I should mention too that it's the kind of book where you don't have to read it progressively. You can pick up on stories here and there throughout the book.
Oh, so it's a collection of stories.
right.
It's a collection of his interviews and a lot of his commentary and philosophical too.
Annette mentioned, or maybe it was you, Anita, that he traveled over 90,000 miles in the United States. He's also got an international reputation for looking at issues of peace and the diversity of people. Annette said that he traveled in an RV, which is true. Eventually, the RV broke down, and the whole RV was riding on the tires. So they had to leave it behind for repairs. And you can imagine going from a house to an RV, you'd have to downsize. Then they went to just a custom van and downsized even more. And he emphasizes how living with so much less, all his decisions regarding that were so much more easy. And so he could devote himself even more fully to listening what people had to say.
He really emphasizes the listening.
Yeah.
So often, especially nowadays, we can even unintentionally become very materialistic. So having that ability to kind of detach and remove yourself from a lot of that, I'm sure he does have the opportunity to listen and take observations that a lot of us probably don't even appreciate in the time. I would love also to talk about, because this is a very exciting program you guys have, people out there that might want to become involved with this. How do they go about doing that? Do they reach out to you? Is there a website? How do they get involved?
There is a website. Our AAUW has a website, and I think it's right on the postcards. We've been distributing postcard information. And I might mention that if you're listening to this program, please spread the word, because we want all of the community to be involved. The website is beaver-wi.aauw.net. That's but if you put in AAUW Beaver Dam, you would get there. And we will continuously add more information as this program develops for the fall. One of the things that we're going to offer is what John is, it's the core of what he does, is that he will be interviewing people in Beaver Dam in a similar way to what he's done across the country. Again, looking for, well, we're hoping a real cross-generational, very representative of all of our community. So he's going to be doing interviews and portraits. And then at the end of the culminating program, he'll be including some of those in his program, in his presentation.
It sounds like it's going to be a jam-packed summer, and I know it's going to be a jam-packed week for him when he is here in September. What can people expect if they do want to become a part of this group? Is it like weekly meetings? Is it like monthly? How do you guys go about that?
Well, we have a committee kind of bringing it together. When we would need help the most is when we have the portraits and the stuff going on in that week in September, volunteers to kind of help with the portrait sessions and some of the other events at the Art Center. Yeah.
And for volunteering, is it the same kind of thing? Go to that website we
Yes.
just mentioned, and you can sign up there?
Yes.
I was going to mention, too, the library has this available in the library, and there's a QR code if you don't want to put in a website. So younger people might be into that. Yeah.
All right, so we have a QR code. You said that that'll be available at the library.
This is available at the library. It's part of our book club newsletter, but I put a QR code to the AAUW website to make it easier for people.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So this marriage between the library and AAUW, it sounds like this is already paying dividends right away.
Absolutely.
And get more people to read. And again, very critical books. And it sounds like an opportunity to hear from somebody right here in Beaver Dam, which is always a great opportunity. Before we go to break, I do also want to ask about, you said this is the 4th year you guys are doing this?
Yes.
How has this evolved over time? How has this changed since when you first did it? I'm sure that you've learned things that you're like, maybe we shouldn't do this as much, or this really worked. We want to lean more into this.
That's exactly what happened. Our goal, of course, again, was to involve as much of the community as possible. And it just seemed like the perfect process or whatever, because after the first one, we had great attendance at each of these programs, and more community people became interested, and that was, I think, the impetus for us, but not only the mission, but the fact that the community responded so strongly. So, and we're anticipating that the community will really support one of its own.
So we've been excited about the attendance at the September events, but you never know the impact it has throughout the community.
Right.
It's like a wave, and
Right.
it grows and grows and
Right.
grows. So we don't even know all the results, but we hope it's making life more meaningful and happier for the people in our area.
Well, first of all, thank you again for joining us. We have a lot more to talk about. We still have one more full block with you guys, so we're going to come back. I want to dive more into what these books are going to be about, what people can expect, and how we can also help out the AAUW as well. But that'll be coming up next on the other side of the break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in Beaver Dam and Professional Floor Covering, where you just heard Randy's voice on the bumper playing us in here. Randy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What is going on over at that wonderful place, Professional Floor Covering?
Well, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. I guess if it's flooring, we got it.
You guys got everything, though. I know you're still doing the pro sharpening edges for like people out there. You're cutting your grass. You're getting the unevenness. You guys can help them out too.
Watching Gib sharpen a saw blade.
Oh, wait, what was that?
I was just watching Gib sharpen a saw blade in the sharpening shop.
Oh, you got to have the sharp
when I
saw
was on
blades
hold
there.
waiting for you, he's sets up the machine and then it's all automatic. It's kind of neat the way it works, but saw blade,
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, that's unbelievable, too. I mean, every time I end up hearing about that, first of all, I always get scared. I can't do with the dull blades. They turn almost as dangerous as anything else. So making sure it's actually sharp and you're able to go out there and do whatever you're doing, whether it's cutting wood, cutting grass. Even you got scissors, you can take them in there and get them sharpened. But, Randy, I know you guys offer, again, all kinds of different types of flooring. I'm a big hardwood guy. What's your selection like over there?
Oh, we got some really nice hardwood. We've got some exotics. We've got some American species. We got, European white oak. That's pretty popular right now. Hickory, maple. We've got a pretty good selection of pre-finished hardwood floors.
Well, I didn't even know that you could go like the exotics. Is that just like different coloring? Is it like different like durability?
Yeah, they're very unique. I mean, if you look at them, they're all kind of a strange looking wood. They're unique. They're very nice. They come from different parts of the world, and some of them are super, super hard. I mean, really harder than oak, harder than hickory. If you're looking for something really durable that has a really, really cool look to it, those might be for you.
Oh, I'm the guy that's dropping chairs, dropping glasses all over, and all of a sudden, at least then you're going to be protected. Don't have to worry about the floor. But I know one of the things I've been struggling with lately, I just practiced with the Beaver Dam baseball team, and my knee is shot. And getting my leg over that tub has been killing me. And that's something you guys can help me out with as well.
Yeah, we put in a lot of them cultured marble showers or ceramic tile showers that you can just walk into, maybe I think we can go down to like a 2-inch curb. We just recently did one in a new home here in Beaver Dam that had no curb at all. It was a zero entry. So if you were in a wheelchair or something, they can push the chair right in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Otherwise, a guy like you, a 2-inch curb or a 3-inch curb would probably be perfect. Just step over it and get in and don't have to lift that leg very high,
Oh, I tell you what, it's been a brutal thing. It's like 15 inches over at my place, and I'm like sitting around. I'm like, hey, I wish it was an apartment so I could just say, hey, let's get Randy in the building right now already.
Yeah, right.
Well, Randy, is there anything else that we got going on that I might have missed so far today?
Not really. We have a lot of stuff going on, but we have time and room on our schedule for your project as well. So if you're thinking about something, come on in, take a look, and we'll get it figured out and get you on the schedule.
Hey, well, Randy, you're the man. We appreciate you taking some time this morning. And I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm going to be over there. I need that 2 or 3 inch incline curb for me.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Those are not that expensive either. I mean, not like you would think. It's and it's probably like a 1-day deal, 2-day deal.
Well, good. I'm going to start peppering the landlord and try to get him hey, throw me a bone. I've been a good tenant. We need to talk to Randy and get it figured out.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Thank you,
your
Randy.
rent will probably go up, hey.
Hey, I like that right there. That's what I'm talking about. But hey, Randy, we'll be talking to you very soon, and we appreciate you jumping on the phone with us.
All right, hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon. And now we are coming back. We have the big summer read. It's in the summertime again, so we had to talk about it. We're joined by 3 members with the AAUW, Andrea Utree, Annette Camps, and Anita Strike. And I know we're in the last block here, so we have a couple notes I really wanted to hit on before we get out of here today. There's a couple Beaver Dam residents that are actually going to be mentioned in this book. How did that come to be?
Well, apparently John is familiar with India Aubrey, and your listeners might recognize that name. She's from Beaver Dam. She works on the border between Mexico and the United States right now. Voces de Frontera is the name of it. And he also talks about a young man he went to school with who was of Asian descent that had a very challenging time when he was here. And let's just hope we moved beyond that for now. So those are two other people he mentions that are from Beaver Dam.
Well, that's good, though, because you need to have you have to hear the good with the bad. And you can't just always have the highlighted sunshine and rainbows of life.
What I like about John's writing is he presents us with the reality of so many issues and types of people, but then he also has a message of peace and hopefulness.
And we need that. We very much need that right now. I would also like to highlight, too, because there are some participants and donors that I know this area are very familiar with that you want to celebrate a little bit this morning.
Right. We're really excited about the reflection of the community, and we have commitments from 9 different entities who will participate in the programming in some way, and we are supported financially funded specifically, can't get that word out.
No, you're fine. I can't talk.
Specifically from our own community. So the groups that are participating have made a commitment already. And by the way, there's a lot of participating by the public in general as well. But these are specifics. Art on the Town, BDAC Fine Arts Center or Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, the Beaver Dam Community Library, Beaver Dam High School, Beaver Dam Middle School, Dodge County Center for the Arts, and that's where John's exhibit will be shown.
Oh,
which
sure.
is very exciting for the public. Moraine Park Tech, representatives from the Playground Movement, Wayland Academy, Watermark, WBEV, and as I said, opportunities for the general public as well. The funding, as I said, is particularly from Beaver Dam, and that includes Marion Wild Slovak, Beaver Dam Area Community Foundation, Moraine Park Technical College, Noon Kiwanis, Rotary Club of Beaver Dam, WBEV, Beaver Dam High School, Wayland Academy, and the Beaver Dam Community Library.
That's fantastic. And notice very heavy emphasis on the local here.
Yes.
Which is really cool. It's something I always talk about on this show. I love how tight-knit this community is, and this is just another example of that. One thing I'd like to shift over with only a couple minutes left here is, first of all, I guess a two-parter for you. We have quotes that we have to hear about, but I also want to know who he interviewed. So I want to start with that, because it sounds like a wide range of people. How do you go about it? Who did he talk to?
Well, I made a list of some of those people. He talked to veterans through a group called Project Sanctuary, a writer, a drop-in center on Skid Row in Los Angeles, Friends of the Apostle Islands in northern Wisconsin, a retired senator. He attended drum circles of indigenous people. A new group that I hadn't heard about is the Welcome Waters Protection Center individuals, a man who kayaked from California to Maine.
Wow.
Oil industry representatives, history professor, homeless people, newspaper columnists, someone on a county board of supervisors, the Winter Institute for Racial Reconciliation, a bishop of the Episcopal Church, a Listen First project, the Violence Project in Hennepin County in Minnesota, a graffiti artist, a chief of several different indigenous tribes, the Sonoran Samaritans, who it's kind of emotional because they go into the Sonora Desert, and if a immigrant has died in the crossing, They put crosses on their graves so that they're always remembered. And also Voices from the Border, so a wide variety of people. Some are founders of organizations, others are just individuals, ranging from people living on the streets to people in different indigenous tribes.
That's fantastic. And I know that you had some particular quotes that you felt were inspiring and worth sharing today.
Well, as you can see by my book, I found quite a few.
Yeah, I like the yellow Post-its there.
And then it's how to figure out that you can see the quote, so you put the Post-it note on in the right place. So I only have to stand on my head.
Yeah, no, that's a well-oiled machine. You got this figured out.
One of the men he interviewed, he calls himself survivor of 4 apocalypses. He's a writer, veteran, and a firefighter. He's the author of 2 books, and he says he's been to the apocalypse 4 times. He served in Haiti after the revolution. In New Orleans, he helped after Hurricane Katrina. He's an Iraq vet and was a victim of a IED that blew up there. And he moved to Oregon to find a quiet life. He found himself in the midst of assisting after a wildfire there that destroyed 173,000 acres of land. So he has been to the apocalypse
And back.
tells how he survives. And I just want to mention that John says in the conclusion of the book, a way to model how we can be in community with one another and move towards something better. It's an example of how we can engage across differences and how we can hear other voices. It's like we can't all travel the whole United States, so John helps us with that so we can hear all the voices.
Wow, that's a beautiful message to really leave us with today. And I do want to, first of all, thank you, all 3 of you, for coming in. It sounds like a very fun summer and a fun September is right around the corner here. And everybody, if you want to find details, can go to beaverdam-wi.aauw.net, or you can watch back this interview here, hear all the details that these 3 wonderful women have shared with us this morning on the Daily Dodge YouTube page. And I guess I'll leave the final word with you before we throw it to break. Anything else we want to share about this?
I do have a couple of things. First of all, our next committee meeting is June 18th at eBank Sports Center at 4 p.m. And we welcome participation, suggestions, help, volunteers. And I also wanted to mention that we do have an introduction video about John. And it's a very powerful video, so if there are any groups or clubs that would like to help us spread the word, and it's a 20-minute video, it would be a great program for one of your monthly meetings, I'm happy to loan that to you. So, yes, and we welcome your input at any time.
Well, thank you 3 again for joining us. It was a blast talking with you this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside now for one final break before Cale Zomer and I are going to tell you what's going on here in the 4th block on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Flooring. You heard Randy talking earlier about that great selection of flooring they've got there, and of course those showers and tubs they can do. They've also got you covered when it comes to your countertops and cabinets. When it comes to countertops in your kitchen or bathroom, the material, color, and pattern of a countertop all play a big role in how a kitchen or bath remodel will turn out. And at Professional Floor Covering, they offer a large selection of quartz, granite, marble, and laminate countertops, so they can help you find the perfect countertop that fits your design. And when it comes to cabinets, of course, you want your kitchen cabinets to not only look beautiful, you want them to last for a lot of years, and that is why they partner with top brands to offer you unrivaled quality and craftsmanship. From traditional to modern and everywhere in between, their cabinetry team is there to help inspire your dream kitchen. Professional Floor Covering, 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, online at proflr.com. And Wally, a great conversation today here on Hometown Today.
It was a great conversation. I mentioned it before, with three wonderful women coming in, giving us some of their time this morning, and a big summer coming up. So make sure you go out to beaverdam-wi.aauw.net. Give them a look and make sure that you save the date for that week in September.
Awesome. And, you mentioned earlier in the show the brat fry coming up this Thursday from 11 to 1 right next door to the radio station here at the Dent Clinic on the corner of Bill McCollum Way, North Spring Street. So that's 11 to 1 on Thursday. So you got lunch covered there, and then dinner on Thursday. Head over to Pizza Ranch in Beaver Dam, where they're going to have a community impact night. The Marsh Haven Nature Center has teamed up, and 10% of the sales for Thursday night from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Will be given to the Good Comer Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon. So now you got lunch and dinner covered for Thursday. And Wally, I think you are going to be headed out later this afternoon for some postseason softball.
I am. We got to cross our fingers that unfortunate R word is out there today, and we're going to get this game in. It's simply, when you get playoffs, you have to. So we're going to be out there, so bear with us. If the game starts moving around, we will be there. Come hell or high water, we will be on site, and hopefully we're out there for Beaver Dam Golden Beavers victory in Watertown.
All right, so that is softball. So you got baseball tonight as well. Beaver Dam hosting Sheboygan North. That is a 4:45 pregame for now. Again, just keep an eye on the sports page on DailyDodge.com throughout the day for any updates, and hopefully we get these games in.
Crossing fingers. We need it, Cale.
All right.
But that's going to do it for us today here on Hometown Today. We'll be back at the same time, same place tomorrow here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Join Dick